Okay, here we are in California, looking at the west coast from Monterey Bay, which is just south of the bottom here. You see my little arrow down here on the bottom. There's San Francisco, and what we're doing is flying out of Arcata. They call it the Redwood Coast Humboldt County Airport, and we're going to San Francisco on the mail run. And the mail run was a different airplane. I never flew a jet, especially the F-15, but we're doing it in F-15 to make it a little quicker. So we just put in San Francisco, and that's the line going right down there. Goes over, I'll tell you the little cities. I'd fly over 6 nights a week for a year and a half. I flew mail in a DeHavilland Dove. So let's get going, and I have plenty to talk about as we're flying along. It's booting up here, and that's probably the caravan, super caravan. Sorry, still have a little remaining issues.
Kilo Alpha Charlie Victor traffic strike 9er 0 taking off runway 19er departure to the
situation. So we're heading out, and Humboldt Bay is right over there, and we're going to ready to fly. So we take off to the southeast. I'm not going to put it on autopilot because it gets screwy on the autopilot. And we see if we go outside. Yeah, there we go. And there's the terminal right there, Eureka, Humboldt State, which is now Cal Poly Humboldt, is right over in that direction, about 5 miles, and about 10 miles to the south. You'll see Eureka as we go. Take the brakes off, and let's get going. Barely got up. There's Highway 101. And the flaps up. And away we go. We should go through the sound barrier here. And Arcata, Cal Poly Humboldt is right over there. That's the city of Arcata. There's Humboldt Bay, and we're coming down here to Eureka, the little airport. Murray Field, where we did the maintenance on the Dove, was right over there, and we're going to have to start coming around to the left. But we see Eureka. This is not the municipal airport right there. And then look at downtown Eureka. There's Murray Field right there, where my Dove got maintenance. And we'll start heading south. And we'll look back over this way, because we see Highway 101 going south. And these little towns down here. Ronerville. And all kinds of little towns running on the south fork of the Eel River. Eel River is quite maybe the longest flowing to the north. It flows to the north, and it may be the longest flowing northerly flowing river in the United States. And we'll look back one more time at Eureka, Arcata, back that way. So the Dove was a 1947, and we're going to go back to the front. There's the Eel River. And we'll kind of stay out a little bit to the west. It's a little bit more interesting. You see the coastline and see the Eel River and Highway 101 running south. And of course, we'd be flying in the dark. We'll get up to 20,000 feet. That's where 25,000 feet, where we get our best speed. And we'll go over this way, looking out toward the Pacific Ocean. And we're 18,000 feet. The Dove flew at 160, maybe 165 miles an hour, and it's about just short of 300 miles as the crow flies. So we would, let's see here, we want to get up to about 20,000, 25,000 feet to get the best speed. Shelter Cove is out this way. Garberville is probably right below us right now. This is probably Garberville right down there. Yeah, there's Garberville. Used to come down here to, oh, there's the airport just to the south of town. And Highway 101 continues to follow the South Fork of the Eel River. And let's see here, we're not quite up to our optimum speed, although let's see what we're doing here. At 1.77, if we were at 25,000 feet, we'd be getting about Mach 2 out of this. Big difference between what the Dove did it at night, and as we get closer to San Francisco, we'll tune in the night flight, so you can see the lights of San Francisco, which become visible. The glow, you'd get a glow from here. So yeah, we can just stick with that. Again, Highway 101. We're sticking pretty close to that. And we go out over here is Fort Bragg over on the coast. And it comes into a little town of Willits, north of Ukiah. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to pick that out, but I think we're heading right down Highway 101. We're a little bit to the west, of course, but that's okay. I wanted you to see how it related to where the ocean was, heading to the south. Here's Willits, right in there, and again, that's Highway 101. And then next south will be Ukiah. Eureka is what we just left. And we'll look out here toward Fort Bragg. Right out there, just south of Fort Bragg is Gurneyville. No, Guerneville is down by Sebastopol, south of Eureka. So, Mendocino, that's the little town of Mendocino. People love that little town of Mendocino. And we'll look to the south here. This is Clear Lake, right in there. I don't recall the Redwood Valley Airport, but we'll fly right over Ukiah, right in here. And we'll look out to the coast. Yep, there's Ukiah. Lived in Ukiah for a little while. That was long before. That was when I was about 21, 22, working for a wholesale drug company. Traveled all over this area. Didn't go up to Eureka. Went up to Willits and went over to Fort Bragg and Mendocino. So I know the area quite well. There's Boonville right in there. This is the highway that goes from Cloverdale over to Mendocino, and a little valley there. There's a little airport, of course. That's what that designation is. And then just south here, right under us, is the airport for Ukiah. Yep. We lost. We lost, but that's fun. We can go down and look at the low. Somehow I got distracted, and we're still heading toward our destination, which is San Francisco. See Hopland. I remember Hopland right there. This again is 101, Highway 101. That's Canocti Harbor. That's Clear Lake over there, and I forget the name of the mountain, but Canocti Harbor was over in there. And we'll pick up, I don't know whether this is Cloverdale yet. Might be, if we look where that inland goes there. Yep, that's Cloverdale. Highway 101 going right down there. And then the road going over to, goes right over there, goes out toward Boonville right there. And then after Cloverdale, I forget the little towns in there, but the next big town is Santa Rosa. So we're down to Mach 1.5, which is okay because you can see the ground. Healdsburg, I forgot about Healdsburg. When I was working for the wholesale drug company, they had a drugstore in Healdsburg. And we're getting right on course. I see right here, so we can come around to the right, and we'll go right over Santa Rosa, little town of Healdsburg. And we should be able to, so this is Santa Rosa right here. Charles Schultz did Charlie Brown, and that was a little airport. I've flown in and out of there, flew in and out of Ukiah, and then we'll look over toward the coast, and Sea Ranch would be over there a little bit to the north, north of where the Russian River goes out to. This would be Point Reyes sticking out over there. Then we can go ahead and turn the lights out so you see the night lights in San Francisco. Petaluma. And 101, there goes 101 right on south. Noss. Used to be a little airport right there. That's the airport, Noss Field. It's right there. I've landed at that field. And we're still heading for San Francisco, which we see the Bay Area. The lights and the bay, the dark area there, it's hard to see. I know, we lose a little light when we upload. But the coast is right out here. We'll just kind of hang in here for a minute so you see San Francisco, then we'll turn the lights back on. But this is kind of what I saw when I would fly 6 nights a week for a year and a half back in the 60s, 1968, 1969. Here's San Rafael, and we'll see Sausalito. Yeah, we'll head right down. This is San Francisco. The Golden Gate Bridge is going to be right there. I can see the airport of San Francisco. Now we'll turn the lights back on. And we're heading pretty much right for San Francisco. Here we go. Look out toward Point Reyes. And there's the Golden Gate Bridge. San Francisco is right there. Sausalito right there. Angel Island. And Alcatraz. Palace of Fine Arts. There we go, right by downtown San Francisco, and we'll see the ballpark right there. Oracle Park. And then looking down here toward Hunters Point. And I used to just land just west of runway 1. And of course we look a little south, and being that this was taken from a satellite about 5 years ago, the Candlestick Park is right there. Candlestick Park, that's Highway 101 heading south. Okay, we'll get right on the tail. And got that out. We got to get the air brakes up. Get the wheels down. So we'll just come right as a dove. I'd be at 1,000 feet coming down the shoreline. And 28 runs 90 degrees to us. Put the gear and the flaps down. Here comes the gear. Here comes the flaps. Maybe. Here come the flaps. And we'll put the speed brake back down. Come in with a little power. And we don't want to cut this too short, but we would be just to the left of this building. We'll just widen it out a little bit here, and we'll just make sure we got the wheels down, and we'd land long. On runway 28 and taxi into the post office. I wouldn't be out over here. I'd stay to the west of these runways, runways 1. A little slow, but I think I'll be all right. And we'll go off the end a little bit. And that's where the post office was. Get rid of the flaps, turn off the brakes, and taxi into the post office. To the right is United Maintenance. And the post office used to be over in here. And that's enough. Taxiing a little too fast. Won't turn. We'll just pretend we're right in here. Pretend this is the post office. They had little carts, like right up above the tail, like that. Okay, get back on the tail. Oh, I kind of like this side view here. Go inside and turn off the fuel. Let's see if we got the fuel all the way back. Yeah. How do I do it? Open the hatch. There we go, here comes the bus. We're just in time for the bus. So it's not shutting down, but we'll try one more time. There we go. There we go. And we'll need some fuel. And again, United Maintenance would probably be right over here or over there. Okay, that was the mail run. Did that for a year and a half, and I finished my college up at it's now called Humboldt. So it was called Humboldt State back then. And anyway, we did that. Take care. Then we're gonna do my life story next. That's for my kids and grandkids, and it'll be back on the East Coast, and eventually we get to the West Coast. So it's time to do the autobiography. Thanks for riding along. Bye bye.